Here's a new slide. Here's something even worse than blinking. Playing with your goddamn hair. It makes sense. I mean, especially when you're outdoors and it's windy, they always do you want to check their wings. However, it's just something that I've just noticed. I'm sitting there, okay, I'm impatient. There's a couple of in the field, and just. Guys do it as well. It's not just a girl thing. But as you can see, I have plenty of examples, and especially within this group. The bigger the group, the more chance someone is doing it somewhere. Okay. So basically, patience is key. Basically, you can't keep your eye on every face in the group. You can try, but it's gonna, especially groups like that big, it's gonna be hard. So this is basically an example of patience. Here's me. This is someone else's shoe that I've just tagged along with. I'm hiding in the grass. Not there, it's fine. Perfectly fine. So pretty much the setup here was pretty much we got Lex and Jake. Jake was over here. They were sort of having a conversation. It wasn't really working. I'm having troubles with my camera. I'm going, oh, crap's sake, what's going on? And the other photographer who's over here, basically, Jake, come over here, and Lex, do your own thing. I'll have you in a minute. And she just hasn't bothered moving. He's walking past. It's like, yes, trick! I was just there. It's like, this lover's argument is fantastic. He stormed off. She's upset. It's fantastic. Actually, she's bored. They're both freezing. I was sitting there for so long. I got
Where the hell is that?
That's Kew Gardens. Patience works. This is continuous mode, which I use a lot. Basically, it means just holding the button, taking a million photos, one of them will come out right. In this case, we have this with our amazing costume with flames that last for 1 millisecond. I think 2 of the photographers out of everything in the expo got that photo. Which is just me and Foxy, I think that's it. I haven't seen any others, but pretty much just click, 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 got it, click, 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 click. Thank God for that. She did it twice, we all missed the first one, so we were a bit upset. We were like, we've got to get one photo. In this case, it works even in the mundane situations. Here it's just the wind, and it's just like in front of the face, okay, so it's crap, and it's like, oh, that's not too bad, and yes. That one's good, that one's dynamic, that one's good. So you get a lot of choice to pick out. Only one of them needs to go on the internet. The rest is private collection. So, I mean, when I asked what people want to see in a panel, they can say, "Oh, tell me what camera to buy," and I'm like, I've only got one. So pretty much, what do you go for? Do you go for a big camera? Do you go for a little camera? Do you go for a camera that's something crazy? You go to cosplay, I don't know. So first of all, megapixels. One of the first questions I got asked was like, how do I know what many megapixels to get? Seriously? Okay, here's a little game. 3 cameras, 3 different megapixel values. Can you guess which is which? One of these is 9 times one of the others. It's like, by the time it ends up on the screen, it's going to be less than a megapixel. This is less than a megapixel. The screening is less than a megapixel. One. And yeah, one of my cameras takes 18 megapixels. Silly.
If you want to pick some crap out of the background and zoom in on it, though.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, that's why I say the issue. It helps, but it's not the end of the world. And there's the answer. I mean, it kind of gives it away because the colour's not so good on it. So generally, if the megapixels is more, your camera's probably more expensive, probably better. But that's not a cause and effect thing. It just happens. It's a marketing thing. Any opportunity to use that photo. Yes, that one is also a bazooka. Fantastic lens.
What would that actually be used for?
That is extreme telephoto. That is aircraft in the next country.
Spying on celebrities that are currently in France.
It's actually mostly used for huge processions where there's like some important president or something in the middle of 1 million people and you want a photo of him, but 1 million people, and you can't go anywhere near him. So, I've got a camera, can I go near him? Get out. You have to be in a turret somewhere else with a big camera. But anyway, basically, screw all that, seriously. With lenses, pretty much, everyone will tell you, oh, you must get the best lens ever. But the thing is, the lenses are so specialist. One that comes with the camera, and I've not put my camera. That's pretty much one of the most versatile lenses you will have. It may not be the best quality, but it is versatile.
This is assuming we've got a digital SLR.
Yeah, I'll get that. If you've got one of these, then it doesn't matter what lens you want to buy for it, it's not going to work. I think some people have done that. But anyway, basically, they're very special. Every lens has got a very special function. So until you know which lens you're actually going to want, there's no point buying one because they're 400 quid at least. Some of them are £4,000. God knows how much that would be. Get away from the back button. I spent a lot of time on this diagram. I've got a lot of right. Basically, how cameras work. I'm going to go very quickly. Light goes, it goes so. There is a great big freaking mirror in DSLR cameras, which has the digital single lens reflex. And the reflex means it has a great big mirror that gets out of the way for every photo. Actually, there's a mirror in there that goes every photo, up, down, up. No wonder they work. I've worn out 2 cameras now. I'm kidding. And it's because of stuff like this. And this mirror bounces it up so you can see it. When you take a picture, mirror gets out of the way, it's the sensor with these 2 shutters. Why 2 shutters? I would go into that, but I don't have much time. But it's a really fascinating thing of why there's 2 shutters. But anyway, that's pretty much it. There's a mirror, and you can see exactly what's going on. There's no digital thing going in the way. You're going, well, I can show you at about 10 frames a second. No, you can see what's going on. Older cameras, which are called twin lens reflex, because there was a viewfinder above the real lens, and it vaguely told you what you're going to take a picture of, more or less. I have one of these old cameras. Wasn't this one, but this has got a viewfinder, so that takes the picture. That's what you see. They're not in the same place. This causes issues. So the old cameras have a little bracket, and you can go, yeah, that's great. And I went through an entire Minamicon taking pictures. Great. I went home, every photo was there. Those photos didn't make it online. That was really bad. Who took my camera and took these? Wait, I remember taking that.
Is that back when you had to pay money to have photos?
Yes, that was a film camera.
Do you remember that time?
It's still costing me money. Right. The difference between that and these cameras is pretty much losing the mirror and losing the shutters. You've got a completely different sensor that basically just sits there on all the time, sitting there going, cooking, going, yep, I'm showing you what's going on the whole time. Which means you have a quality. And that's pretty much the only difference, to be honest. They're bigger, they're more powerful, they do fancier things. Otherwise, you can still take just as good a picture with a crappy camera, like one of these, as you can with one of these, as long as you know vaguely what you're doing. Which I know. But I'm going to get sort of some tricks you can use to basically emulate stuff with the big cameras. And that's pretty much a cross section. I love how they take these. Chainsaw. Yeah, chainsaw. They cut the batteries as well. It's like, wow. As you can see, my diagram is perfectly accurate. That's why. Yeah, I believe that's like because it wasn't working, it's come back. That was a video showing the 2 shots thing. This is fantastic. This is OkCupid, basically you're kind of like a half dating, half social, God knows what site. But everyone's sort of like, oh, crap, it's all the crappy quizzes online. They run most of them. What a stupid site. And then they go, do you know what? We've been hoarding data. And they look at all these photos, basically all the things where people have rated other people, and they've looked at them and they've gone, okay, this one person's got all these crazy different ratings, and they've got pictures taken on camera phones, pictures taken on some compact, everything. Let's map this data. So pretty much, here's science telling you that my camera's better than yours. And the reason I say that is because this is fantastic. And this is by brand. So yellow is the DSLRs, blue is the kind of point and shoots, white is your camera phones. So camera phones, DSLRs, but that one costs like £3,000. So, that'd be right. And it's pretty much pretty clear. It's like that one costs a bloody fortune, that one costs a bloody fortune. Here's where most of your DSLRs are.
Don't buy Kodak easy share.
Do not buy a Kodak easy share. It is worse than most mobile phone cameras. This could be because most people who buy a Kodak easy shares may be just crap. And that's just for fun. This basically says you are really pretty in the morning. Sunrise, not in the daytime. Sunset, and not at night.
I can tell with pixels.
I've seen a few shots in my time. Okay, Photoshop. Basically, some people rely on it. I try never ever to use it as much as possible. There is a bit of a difference between using it just to kind of color correct and just basically do things. If it involves just going filter, do something, bit of noise correction, bit of lens distortion correction, whatever, absolutely fine. That doesn't count as photoshopping, to be honest. If it's airbrushing stuff out, sticking other things in, go around the pores, make everyone look plastic, fantastic. Yeah, then that's photoshopping. Up to you, basically. Don't feel you have to. And in fact, the more, if you work at getting it right on the camera rather than relying on Photoshop, you will get better pictures. Okay, science time. Here's some boring stuff, which I'm going to try and explain really quickly. Right, if you have one of these cameras, I will get onto compact cameras in a bit. If you have one of these cameras, they have lots of numbers on the back. Numbers are scary. You give this to a person, say, can you just quickly take a picture with this camera? And they go, no. So, I'm going to basically explain what the important ones do. There are only 3 important ones. Shutter speed, aperture, ISO. Bloody hell, those. Okay, shutter speed. The obvious one, most people will get this. The faster it is, the less light's going to get in time. It's then they're going, you know, it's going to go, oh, you can come in light, and the light goes, yes, easy, cool. No, man, get in here! Less light. And here's the figurines come out. But the other effect of it is the slower it goes, the more light you go, I want more light, I want things to be bright. The more chance you've got of blur. Once you get past this 160 mark, then you go lower than that, you start blurring just from the fact your hand is shaking the camera. There are ways to prevent the loss, but generally that's the recommended limit. If you go below that, you're in human tripod time. Don't breathe! And here's some of these. Basically, this is outside without flash. This was me, the first time I actually had this camera. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like, I'll just take a picture and I see nothing. Great, let's go all the way down. And it's fantastic. And here I have, you know, a good friend of mine who's wearing next to nothing in the Minamicon docklands at night. And I'm saying, hold very still while dangling things. I'm going to have to wait for like half a second, quarter of a second. Just hold still. You know, don't let them swing in the wind. You know. Hold really still. I know it's freezing. Hold still. Okay, I'm going to take another one. I'm very cool. But the big thing about this is ambient light will build up. So a lot of people say, why can't cameras just take a picture as I see it? And this is part of the reason why. So here you can see there's very little light coming out of these. But the longer you hold that light, the more they will quarters later. However, it also means if you move, you get that. So if you move or they move, you do. Okay. IFFE. This is actually really simple to explain. It's basically the sensitivity of your camera. It takes the value and goes, oh, it's a value of 1. You say, no, I want 200%. It goes, what's now value of 2? That's pretty much it. It's very simple stuff. But
so that's to do with the actual sensitive...
Yeah, this is the sensitivity of the camera. If
of the actual surface.
Yes. In film terms, it's how sensitive the chemicals are in the film. But in digital terms, it pretty much just multiplies the number by that percentage. This does mean, of course, that if you've got like, say you have a gradient and it's like pixel values say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore what I mean by pixel values, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you multiply it by 128. Something is 128, 256. You've got from the smooth gradient to and that's why you get noise like this. So basically, the higher it is, the more sensitivity, the brighter everything is. That's fantastic, but you have to deal with noise, and that's your big payoff there as well. Do I go for low noise? Do I go for high sensitivity?